Over the past few years, the city of Kirksville has seen a boost in its economy, and city officials say that's due to a variety of reasons. The Kirksville Aquatic Facility that you see behind me will soon be no more. Instead, it will be replaced with a new facility.
Winter has packed a punch to the heartland the past few days, and it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. KTVO's Ashley Hoak joins us now outside the studio as that snow is still falling here tonight. Ashley?
Thanks, AJ. That's right. I'm here outside the KTVO studios just north of Kirksville, where snow has been coming down for a duration of the day. The weather started late this morning with a wintry mix that eventually changed over to snow. This snow has been keeping area emergency personnel busy. Kirksville police have responded to numerous vehicle slide-offs due to slick conditions. However, many of those incidents were reported as minor. And as always, you can view the latest road condition reports and stay up to date with the latest school closings and delays for Thursday over on our website, ktvo.com. AJ, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Garlock. Off the top at 6, the pilot of a small plane lucky to be alive today after he was forced to make an emergency landing at a Northeast Missouri bean field. KTVO's Ashley Hoak was at the scene with the airport staffers most of the day. She joins us live in the studio with the full report. Ashley.
Thanks, John. Just before noon today, the plane was forced to make an emergency landing in a field near the Kirksville Regional Airport. This was the scene on Oklahoma Trail where the field is located. Local authorities identify the pilot as Robert Hoffman of Sanders, Kentucky. He was not injured in the incident. According to online flight tracking, he was headed from Jacksonville, Illinois to Norton, Kansas. Hoffman veered slightly off track over Northeast Missouri because the plane experienced low oil pressure, which resulted in engine failure. Kirksville Airport Director Glenn Ballou told me Hoffman was trying to make it to the Kirksville Airport, but he decided to land in the bean field as a precaution.
He was trying to make it to the airport. He just didn't feel like he had the power to make it to the runway. And I would say he's probably a good quarter mile or better to the airport or to the runway. So he took the option to land into the bean field. Luckily, the bean field was good and dry and not wet, and everything luckily came out okay.
Once the plane was removed from the bean field, it was transported to the Kirksville Regional Airport. Ballou says now maintenance crews at the airport will work to assess the issues that resulted in today's emergency landing. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Ashley Hoak. John, back to you at the desk.
All right, Ashley, thanks for that report tonight.
How do you envision the development of Kirksville for the next 20 years? That's the question residents are answering tonight at an open house. Happening now, KTVO's Ashley Hoak joins us live from Thinkapalooza. Ashley.
Thanks, Marlene. That's right. I'm here at the Thinkapalooza event that's taking place at the Economic Development Alliance building on South Franklin Street in Kirksville. Things kicked off at 4 o'clock and they will run until 6:30 tonight. Now, essentially, the idea of this event is for citizens to come give their input on how they would like to see Kirksville be shaped over the next 20 years. As you can see behind me, there's actually a number of display boards, and people have written their ideas. They said that they would like to see some new eating establishments, see their roads improved, see some different recreation opportunities. So this runs until 6:30 tonight. I'm encouraging everyone to come out and share your ideas for how you would like to see the future of Kirksville. Marlene, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ashley. Watch KTVO News at 10 tonight for a recap of Thinkapalooza to hear what city staffers have to say about Kirksville's future.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Hoak. Some parts of the heartland saw more snow tonight. Could more winter weather be on the way, or do we have a slight warm-up in store? Meteorologist Matt Gunn joins us now with a first check of our forecast.
Hey, thanks, Ashley. Yeah, we saw some snow move through the heartland tonight, mainly in our southeastern Iowa viewing area, and most of that's been exiting, but there are still some roads that are snow covered, especially those side roads. However, as you look forward into the beginning of the upcoming week, we'll see a warm up for at least through Wednesday, and then we'll have another active week with chances of rain and snow, and then we're looking at deja vu by the end of the week with another chance for rain, freezing rain and snow to return to the heartland. I'll have more of that coming in my full forecast in just a little while. Ashley.
Matt, as the heartland begins to thaw out, it still may be a few days until residents can begin cleaning up after the snow and ice. Reports indicate that we received around a quarter inch of ice accumulation. While trees encased in ice can make for some beautiful photos, the weight of the ice has also wreaked havoc in some areas. Some residents have reported uprooted trees or numerous limbs that have fallen on homes, vehicles, or other property. And others will have tree branches and limbs to clear in the coming days. Of course, if you would like to share your winter weather photos with us, you can do so by clicking on the Chime In tab on our website, ktvo.com. Emergency responders stayed busy over the weekend. Check out this crash that occurred around 6 p.m. Saturday on U.S. Highway 36 east of Meadville in Lynn County. A Missouri State Highway Patrol trooper had just stopped to check on a slide-off and watched this truck crash in his rearview mirror. The truck came to rest about 50 feet from his patrol car. The tractor-trailer was hauling cars, and when it overturned, it lost vehicles it was hauling. As a result, the highway was blocked for a few hours while crews cleaned up the mess. Thankfully, no injuries were reported in this incident. And finally, today is National Cheese Curd Day. Cheese curds are a product of cheese making. They eventually become blocks of cheese once they are formed and aged. Curds have a mild, salty taste and a rubbery texture. They're best eaten within 12 hours of being made, which is why you rarely find them in grocery stores. Cheddar cheese curds are the most common, and Wisconsin is famous for their curds, which can also come breaded and fried. So find a cheesemaker if you can and enjoy some cheese curds. Have you ever tried cheese curds?
I have not. Really, the idea of the rubbery texture and all that doesn't seem too appetizing to me. You, on the other hand, you specifically chose this story today.
Yes, I recently went on vacation to Wisconsin where I did try cheese curds because if you're in the state, that is something you have to do. And someone told me that when they're really fresh, they squeak, and I was really skeptical about that, and I thought they were just kind of messing with me, but it turns out it is true.
Yeah, see, that also, when you said that yesterday, didn't really
but it's interesting.
lean me towards trying them as well. I don't want my food to squeak.
It makes it interesting.
I guess.
The fried ones don't squeak, and I have some of those to make at
now
home,
fried
so.
things I can get behind.
I'll share some of those with you.
Oh, I feel special.
All right.
And I'm doing this just for Fred. There's your forecast, homie. How about that?
I like it.
And then you can do the
Yo-yo.
There you go.
All right, we don't have any street cred, so we should not do that ever again.
No, we
All right,
should not.
We tried. That was
Okay.
embarrassing. All right, that's our show tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Oftentimes, members of the Kirksville community see firefighters out responding to emergency calls. But what they don't see is behind-the-scenes testing and training that they also go through. I was able to take part in some of that testing to keep their skills up to date. Kirksville Fire Deputy Chief John Cook says this testing allows the personnel to evaluate their own physical fitness and make sure the basic functions of a firefighter can be completed.
A lot of our job is pretty mundane. It's, as we do inspections, we do training, we do stuff that's not very physical. And then, in 4 minutes, we're expected to go from 0 to 100, basically, with all-out physical exertion.
Cook adds that this testing allows firefighters to learn more about how much and how fast their air supply is used up when responding to different calls. He says the department recently got new air tanks that are rated for 45 minutes of use.
That's resting. That's not a very accurate depiction of how long that air actually lasts. Most people will be able to get about half that amount of work out of it. Look at it, 22 to 25 minutes of work for the average person. Bigger people consume more air than smaller people. Your physical fitness, those all are factors.
Right now, the department is in the final stages of putting together this test, which will soon become an annual exam. Recently, personnel in Kirksville took part in the test to see if any adjustments needed to be made. Although some of the tasks are strenuous, firefighters made completing each obstacle look simple. The Kirksville Fire Department invited me to participate, so I did what any adventurous reporter would do and suited up in the bunker gear and strapped on an air tank to give the course a go. That course was made up of several different stations that simulate a number of different scenarios.
First station is a hose advance, so they'll grab the charged hose line, advance it, and hit a target with the stream.
Next, you put the hose down and move on to the overhead ventilation simulation station.
We'll put a pry bar over their head 10 times. And then they climb stairs to the second floor. They come down and they do a forcible entry simulator. They take a sledgehammer and they strike a target 10 times as well.
After that, to test weight endurance, you move a hose roll from one location to another. The next station is set up to test fine motor skills.
They're already exhausted, they're winded, and now we ask them to do very fine motor skill stuff, to move the 2 softballs and 2 baseballs from the top of one cone to the next.
But the test doesn't come to an end there.
Next, they climb through a confined space simulator through the tunnel, and then they simulate a rescue. They drag a 150-pound mannequin 20 feet.
Cook adds that personnel must then go through the course until a low air alarm on their tank sounds and the air supply is exhausted.
Each individual firefighter can gauge how effectively they utilize the air, and they know how much real working time they have. And it's very important, particularly after that low air alarm goes off, and if they get into a dangerous situation, they know how much time they've got to escape.
Reporting in Kirksville, Ashley Hoak, KTVO News. The Kirksville Aquatic Facility that you see behind me will soon be no more. Instead, it will be replaced with a new facility. It's no secret that this facility has had its ups and downs over the years. City officials told me in 2017 that due to those issues, it was getting more difficult to keep it up and running. That same year, the city put a half-cent Parks and Recreation sales tax on the ballot and voters approved it.
We started this back in April of 18. Really, I guess April of 17 when the sales tax passed, and then, once they brought in a Parks and Recreation director and we were able to hire a consulting team on this, we were able to move forward.
Now the sales tax generates an estimated $1.2 million per year, bringing in money to help pay for the new and improved aquatic center. City staffers are now preparing for a groundbreaking ceremony, and even that has been a while coming. Initial bids for the new center came in $2.5 million higher than city officials planned to spend. The city budgeted $8.5 million. That forced plans to be reevaluated.
The first round of bidding didn't go as we wanted to, and then we did get a more favorable bid the second round. So we certainly had our challenges, but working together with the citizens, the city council to make sure that this was a good project for our community, and we're all very excited here.
And while city staffers say they're excited, some residents remain skeptical. The current facility opened in June 1999. It quickly fell into a state of disrepair. During an interview in 2017, Assistant City Manager Ashley Young said had the original aquatic center been constructed correctly, the cost back then should have been around $4 million. Instead, he says it was built with only $2 million. In that same interview, Young told me that much of that was due to design and funding issues.
The design is really the root of all the problems. The contractors actually did a good job. They're a local contracting firm, but they couldn't help the designs that they were given by the firm that designed the pool. And unfortunately, in order to keep it under the dollar amount that they had available, multiple corners were cut.
Some people said that some corners may have been cut with all of that. Just what are you all doing to make sure that won't happen this time around?
Sure, yeah, it's really hard to know what happened, 20 plus years ago, and we certainly have different staff across the board.
Sadler told me that transparency has been a key factor in this current process.
I think it's been important that we've been working together with the community members from the very beginning so that they know exactly what we're doing. So we also knew exactly, as far as the budget goes, what we have to work with now before construction started. So we understand what the cost is going to be, and we know where we are, and we'll be able to keep track of that every step of the way through the project.
And while this new facility will be built at Rotary Park in the same spot as the current center, Sadler says it will provide the community a lot more fun options.
It'll be visually striking and different because of just the height of the slides and the fact that we have 3 of them, and it's a much different outdoor pool design. The indoor pool will be the same sort of shape, but it'll have a very different look, and it'll allow for younger children to be able to utilize that pool with some more shallow water.
The new facility will also boast a meeting room and have offices for Parks and Rec staffers.
It's going to be a very different facility that's going to continue to serve our community for many years.
City officials tell me that they are still estimating the new facility to open in May 2021. Reporting in Kirksville, Ashley Hoak, KTVO News. Over the past few years, the city of Kirksville has seen a boost in its economy, and city officials say that's due to a variety of reasons. In February 2015, many were concerned what the future would look like for the city of Kirksville and Adair County as a whole. The local Kraft Heinz plant had announced hundreds of jobs would be eliminated and that the bacon production line was being moved out of state to a facility in Coshocton, Ohio. But the move that would have resulted in a devastating blow to Kirksville's economy never happened. In December 2015, it was announced Kirksville Regional Economic Development Incorporated, or K-READY, had been in talks with Kraft Heinz to actually expand the plant and bring new production lines to town. Later that month, the Kirksville City Council approved a $229 million expansion project at the facility. Kirksville Assistant City Manager Ashley Young says since that time, the economy has improved drastically.
Since 2015, the city of Kirksville has been in a period of almost unprecedented economic expansion. And at every step of the way, the city of Kirksville has been there and has been a part of that economic expansion. I mean, yes, of course, this growth that we've seen is led by private enterprise. It's led by private businesses. But we were happy and excited that we were able to use the tools in our economic development toolbox to help with that growth and help make it a reality.
In addition to the massive renovation and expansion at Kraft Heinz, once grassy areas have turned into shopping plazas and new hotels and restaurants now dot the Baltimore Street corridor. Young says the economic development tools like incentives and bonds utilized to attract these new companies and retailers have played a vital role in making Kirksville the place to open up shop.
You think about the over 100 jobs that were created through 2 new hotels, a number of retail and restaurant establishments. Those tools, those economic development tools, have made the difference.
And Young adds that the economic development spike would not have been possible without teamwork from other partners.
K-Ready or Kirksville Regional Economic Development, Inc., or MERIC, the Missouri Rural Enterprise and Innovation Center, and of course the Kirksville Area Chamber of Commerce and the Office of Tourism. We all work together as a team to help move our city forward economically.
Despite all of the progress that has been made since 2015, Young says there's still more work to be done.
We still want to focus on the heart of our community and the downtown. So we're very excited, of course, that the Kirksville Downtown Improvement Committee, or KDIC, is becoming a Main Street organization. And this is the year, 2019 is the year, that the Downtown Revitalization Program is finally, after years of hard work, moving forward and producing results.
Work is slated to begin in the spring on a number of projects downtown.
People are going to see a lot of just incredible improvement in our downtown this year, because not only do you have the Downtown Revitalization Program, but you also have the groundbreaking and construction for the new Sue Ross Arts Center.
Young adds that area citizens have at times over the years questioned the use of incentives. However, he says they play a key role in expanding and attracting businesses and have proven necessary.
We had to make Kirksville attractive to them, to expand their business or to come locate their business. And those economic development incentives are how we do that. And it's so important because of the over 1,000 jobs that have come to our community or stayed in our community because of those tools that we have in our toolbox.
Overall, city officials say they are looking forward to a successful 2019. Reporting in downtown Kirksville, Ashley Hoak, KTVO News.